What's up, everybody? BlueGabe. Welcome back to Stuart, Florida. We're actually sitting in my driveway, but we're not going to be here very long. This is one video, unfortunately, I wish I didn't have to do. This is a bad one, folks. You're going to see some stuff in this video you wish you didn't have to watch. If you follow along, we just got back from an elk hunt in Colorado, one of the best hunts of my entire life. But while we were there, something very, very bad happened. Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, sorry, I almost missed Georgia, North Carolina, got absolutely devastated by a Cat 4 hurricane. If you notice, I'm hooked up to my boat. I've got a new truck. That's my dad's truck. I didn't buy a new one. I needed it because it's got a longer bed and a camper topper. Because we spent all day yesterday loading up on supplies. We've got 50 gallons of diesel, 70 gallons of diesel, 12 gallons of gas in the front, 12 gallons of gas in the back, cooler full of ice and sodas, and an entire back of my dad's truck is full of supplies. And we've got as much stuff as we could get. Joe Kelly let me borrow this big Yeti cooler that's slapped full of food that Crystal and I went and got. We've got some extra Cokes, some can cookers, some burners, some clothes, everything we could imagine, charcoal, a whole bunch of bread. We got PB&J, we got ham, bologna, Vienna sausages. We've got everything that we could fit in both the boat and the truck loaded down. And before I even dive into this video anymore, every dollar that this video makes, I'm going to personally match, and I'm going to give it back to the community over there in the west coast of Florida and to anybody across Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina that I could help, because so many people lost absolutely everything. Now, if you follow along and if you've been here since the very beginning, you remember Mr. Griffith. He owned the Steenahatchee River Club in Steenahatchee, Florida. Unfortunately, he lost absolutely everything. And what you probably don't know is at the beginning of my YouTube career, I didn't have a ton of extra money. I really had no money. We had went to Louisiana to fish, filmed one video, and COVID, that was right at the beginning of COVID, and they absolutely locked everything down while we were there. So when we were coming back, I didn't have anywhere to stay. And Mr. Griffith said, you can stay right here at the River Club. And even after that, a couple weeks later, a month or two later, he let me and my family stay at the River Club for free and never asked us for a dollar. And he did it just to help me. He didn't know me, he didn't need to, but he helped me, and he doesn't realize just how much he helped me. So all this first load of supplies are going to him. He lost his house, he lost all of his belongings. And when I say he lost his house, like, his house is completely gone. It's like you couldn't even ever tell there was a house there. Clothes, everything he ever had was in that house and is gone. So right now we're gonna take the 5-hour journey up there. We're gonna see some nasty, bad stuff on the way, but we're gonna try to push through and get all the way to Mr. Griffith's. He doesn't have any gas for his truck. He didn't have anything. So Crystal's in the house getting her a cup of coffee. We've got a 5-hour ride, and we will see y'all when we get there. So we just arrived to Steenahatchee. We're a little bit on the outskirts of town, and you can tell, yeah, this is just yard debris. This is the calm before the storm, I promise you. So we've got the boat pretty much loaded. We got Mr. Jody's, that's Jody Griffiths. We got his truck full of fuel. We restocked their generator. This house is a good testament to a good contractor. It just took a Cat 4 hurricane and looks like nothing, like not even a scratch. But that away, about 1.5 miles, we're gonna go there now. I don't want to film people. This isn't like a charity event. I do want to raise awareness. So if the more people that watch this, the more money this video makes, the more I can match and give back to the community. So I do want to show you a bunch of the devastation, but I don't want to stick the camera in people's faces. They've already been suffering long enough. This is like day 5 with no power for a lot of people. You can tell right here though, they had a bunch of trees down. He said right over there, I don't feel like walking to it though, a tornado came through and leveled some really, really big woods. But right here, because it's such a well-built house and we were out of the flood zone, all they had was a bunch of trees down. So Jody's brother, who built this house, has an apartment in town that they're letting Mr. Griffiths. I keep calling him Jody or Mr. Griffiths. That's where they're gonna live now because their house is totally gone, and that's where we're going to next. So to give you guys a little bit of an idea of where we're at and what's going on, we're in Steenahatchee, Florida. There was bad, horrible flooding all the way down to Key West. But most of the damage from here south was flooding damage that came in with the storm surge. From Steenahatchee north is where the really bad wind and storm surge happened. So from here on out, it's probably only gonna get worse. I know where we're going now. Really bad, like ungodly bad. But they had 140-mile-an-hour winds at this house. Luckily, these smaller oaks, they're not surrounded by big pines. These smaller oaks can take a lot of it. But I heard where we're going that there's areas of big pine trees that big around 40, 50, 60 foot tall, snapped off by the millions. We've got about a 3-mile ride now, and then we're gonna get to Jody's apartment where once the power comes on, they're gonna be living, and that's where we're gonna drop all the food off. And then we're gonna go look around. All right, y'all, this is Mr. Jody, AKA Mr. Griffith. He decided he wanted a convertible barn. You didn't want to roof up there no more?
No, I like the skylight, the open skylight effect. I love it.
One thing I love about Mr. Jody is he always is positive. You guys, this has been the worst thing. Has it the worst storm you've ever lived through?
Oh my goodness, yeah. I rode Idalia out at the marina last year, and she didn't hold a candle to Helene. Helene's got her beat by quite a bit.
Yeah. I showed up and he had a smile on his face. He just lost his house. He lost everything he had, and he still has a smile. So we're here to help. And then when we put all the stuff in his apartment here, we're then gonna go for a ride. I don't know if you were paying attention when we came across that bridge, but every house down that river is either gone or badly messed up.
And it gets worse the farther we move north.
This boat, I didn't do it. So that is the sheriff of the town that just walked up, and he was giving Mr. Jody a pass so we could actually be in here because they're working their hardest to keep looters out. They've already busted somebody, it's insane. People coming in here to steal people that's already had the worst situation ever. I don't think there's a lower form of life than somebody to do that. So we got a pass. Tonight there's a curfew at 7 o'clock. If you're not in the house, you're going to jail. He said no questions asked. Dark. Oh, dark. Dark. If you're not inside at dark, you're going to jail. Look what Mr. Jody asked me for some Vienna sausages. You guys, I shop like I was shopping for myself. You're gonna gain about 100 pounds now.
You know what, I'll take it right now.
That barbecue right there that man is making, it smells so good.
I know it. Damn, boy, you loaded me down with Vienna.
I loaded you down.
You are wonderful. Holy man. My wife will laugh till she pees herself. That is fantastic.
All right, I gotta get to work, folks. I can't be talking to y'all all day. Next up, we'll show you some bad damage. So we're driving, but I want to show you guys, if you've ever been to Steenahatchee, you know the Sea Hag Marina. All of that stuff you saw on the side of the road was debris that came in with the water. This place right where we're at, how deep was the water where we're at right now?
Probably, I don't know, 6, 8 feet.
6 or 8 foot of water on this road, and we're actually on a hill. Look at the, oh wait, let me turn the camera. So these docks right here were the docks to the public boat ramp. That's how high the water was. They came up all the way over, took this pole out with them, and landed right there. Look at somebody's porch wrapped around that palm tree. Yeah, now we're getting down into the real stuff where the Gulf is right through here. Golly, that was the whole restaurant right there.
It's Roy's. Krabby Dad's.
Ah, these were the 2 main restaurants in town. That's Krabby Dad's.
Watch this, what's coming up. Look at the sunset, the whole second floor blow out. You want to see how high the water was?
Man. The water was higher than the second floor. Oh, that's horrible. Man, that's terrible. You're talking about utter devastation. All this grass piled up right here is all swamp grass. Yeah, this is the calm before the storm, ain't it?
This is not ground zero. We're headed to ground zero.
Oh, how bad that is. Everywhere you look. You can see how high the water was. It's terrible. All right, so we're getting ready to drive past Dark Island. The debris from the houses out there. Yeah, that's, man, this is like 100% ground zero.
Look up there. You see the metal?
Yeah, that piece of metal up there. That metal's 35 feet high. This is all somebody's home. Oh, boy's trying to get his truck out. This is just horrible. Dang, he done got that truck a long ways out of there. So we're pulling into Cedar Island. This is where Mr. Jody's actual house was. And unfortunately it's somewhere out there where we were just showing you, but we can show you where it was sitting before the storm. Every one of them had a house on it?
Every one.
Every one of these things right here had houses on top of them.
To your left, 2 houses over here had a house. This is a house over here, gone. This was 2 houses right here, gone.
Man.
5 houses. Now these are on my immediate neighbors over here on the right, and those were 5 or 6. There's a house, 2 houses, 3. There's 6 houses right there, all gone. Gone.
All this was big houses way up on still.
Look out all the houses going out there.
Holy moly.
1 for 10 out here. 1 for 10 is still standing.
Every one of these structures had a house on it. Good God, Jody. So we're pulling up to where Mr. Jody's house used to be. My Lord. I don't know how, as a man, you could, oof, that's bad. That's where his house used to be. Only thing still hanging is the American flag. To know how hard he worked for this, his whole life, to have a home and then it completely be gone like that. Holy moly. Almost make you choke up. To know how hard it is to become an adult and to buy your house and to get all your belongings and to raise a family. And he's raised 3 successful kids, has a wife. They get to the point in life where the kids are all grown and gone. They've got their dream home and now they don't because of weather. That's a hard pill to swallow. Whew. I don't even think I have any more words for that, folks. That's bad. I'm sure Saul's spending the rest of his life right here. And now he's got nothing. Man, that's bad. So to give you a little idea of how strong the wind and the water coming in was, we're 100 yards from his house right now. All they've done is like push the debris over. They haven't hauled anything off yet. You notice there's not much debris anywhere around here. He had a relatively nice sized house that left and we don't even know where it's at. It's just like, I don't even know how to look at it and like come to terms with how bad it must have been. There was probably 30 or 40 houses right here that look just like his, just gone. And they're somewhere that away in the woods. The fish down there's mullet and stuff, they don't, I don't know. It takes a lot to make me speechless, but seeing this definitely makes me speechless. I personally, and I know a lot of you guys watching too, know how hard it is to make it in this life, to save money, to have nice things, to be able to have belongings, and then just like that, they're all gone. It wasn't like they were being, you know, irresponsible or anything. They got what they could get and they left. And when they came back a day and a half later, it was all gone. Clothes, toothbrushes, old pictures, money, safes, everything. Everything Mr. Jody and his wife owned was gone, except for their dogs and their family that wasn't here. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna put a link in the description below that you guys can donate. I don't know if I should put my personal Venmo, and then I'll take all that money and help Mr. Jody and others, but I'll figure that out later on in the video. We need to do something, because if all of us help a little bit, and it doesn't even take much. I mean, if 100,000 people watch this and everybody donates $2, that would be enough to get him back on his feet. For now, I'm gonna walk around and just have a minute by myself. So this is one of Jody's daughters. He just found, or she just found, one of her mom's pieces of china. We're just starting to realize that that right there is his stove. His AC unit is right there. Crystal, come here and look at this.
I'll reach out and see what I can find out.
Go pick that jar up right under that tree.
Here?
Yeah, right under that tree.
What you got her doing down there? Got her this one? Honey.
That's a perfectly good jar.
Honey?
It made it through a Cat 5 hurricane.
Lucky honey.
Honey's good for you. That's, if I bought it, it's local. It is. Look on the top of the lid. Look on the top of the lid.
Steenahatchee, Florida.
Look on the very top.
Yeah, it's from Steenahatchee.
That's good honey, buddy.
We need to give that to your
That
wife.
is good honey.
His whole house and everything he worked for his whole life is strewn across in this ditch right here.
Oh,
Let me see.
that's so crazy. Look.
They're finding old pictures down here that definitely can't be replaced. Look at who it is.
I'll be damned.
You know you can't replace those.
Wow.
That's just horrible, folks. There's no part of this that's not horrible. Absolutely terrible. His whole life laying right out there in that water. Y'all already know I couldn't help it. I had to walk out here, and right in this debris, found a mug. Says, was this one of your coffee mugs? Says home sweet home? Yeah. Man. There's his recliner. AC unit. Let me see that coin collection. This was your wife's?
Yeah, her dad gave it to her. And there's a lot more of them somewhere.
Whew. Got some margarita mix. Mr. Jody's house is about 400 yards behind us, and look at this. Look how that water, or that spray bottle's hanging up there. Man, absolutely terrible. I was born and raised in Florida my whole life, and we've seen all kinds of crazy hurricanes. I've never actually lived through one. They've hit and I've always left. This is somebody's house right here, and it's not where it's supposed to be. Look how that shoe's come to rest right there in that tree. God. I'm going to try to show you guys how far the debris field goes. You can see this house right here. It doesn't belong there, but look out there on the horizon. That's as far as I can zoom in. None of that stuff belongs out there. Something really weird's going on in front of these culverts. Look at all the bait. They're on the up current side. Mr. Jody's house is over there about a half mile. Let's see. Man, the smell is terrible. Yeah, there's no bait on this side where it should be.
No, it's flowing.
Yeah, it's definitely flowing.
What was this?
Hot water heater. Somebody's clothes hamper. One of the craziest things to me, besides the loss of all these homes, is how are they going to clean all of this up? How are they going to go out in these swamps without destroying the swamps even worse than they already are and get all this stuff out? That's the mind-blowing part, is the cleanup efforts. I mean, the damage is done now. Now the only thing left to do is clean up, and holy mackerel, what a job. So for those of y'all that are familiar with Steenahatchee, I just stopped to show you something that's just absolutely mind-blowing. That's the main inlet coming in and going out of Steenahatchee. Right there was the restaurant Krabby Daddy's, and this was Roy's. This was Steenahatchee. Like, this is the two main restaurants that everybody came to when they were here, scalloping or whatever they were doing. You either get to that restaurant or this one. Now there are a couple more in town, they're mostly gone too, but these were the two main ones. That big building right behind them is the Steenahatchee Marina, and these two restaurants that aren't even recognizable anymore were the two main ones. That was the big hotel right there. I showed you earlier, but the water came all the way up to the top of the highest floor in that building. Macaroni. bad. The really fortunate thing is not many people died around here because 99.9% of people evacuated, and that was very smart. You want to talk about a small city coming together? To drive around here and see all the places with food, it's insane. There's just people everywhere cooking and donating food and bringing supplies. Right over there, there's a building that's got so much stuff, and this line, I mean, these people just pulled up, unloaded some food and started feeding them. That's what it takes. And you want to see something amazing, if you've never come to a small town before, when a small town gets hurt, the people huddle up and do what they gotta do to make things right. But Crystal and I got a 5-hour ride home. We're gonna say bye to Mr. Jody. Look at him right here, y'all. There's never been a nicer man. We wish we could have done more.
You did piles.
But we're gonna do more in the future too. We're just gonna go home and get another load of stuff and get geared up and go somewhere else, because the crazy thing is we're 4 hours from Jessup, Georgia, where our fish camp is, and they're hurt just, maybe not as bad here, but they're hurting bad there too. So
it's a big storm, big storm.
Whew. We'll see y'all in the truck.
We love you, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Love you, brother.
Love you too. Whew, yesterday was a long day, but it was one of the best days, most meaningful days for me in a long time. As you can see, we've got empty tanks. I left the 2 black ones there. That was 50 gallons. I think that was 80 gallons. I emptied my boat out, all the drinks, all the food, and everything else that we brought for them, we left in Sinahatchee. Now here's something very, very, very important. I've already put it on the screen, but I need to explain for a second. Venmo. I did not want to do a GoFundMe account because GoFundMe keeps so much of the money. If it's a gift, if you're giving this money, whether it's $2, $22, or $222, if it's a gift, we don't have to pay taxes on it. Meaning Mr. Jody can use all of the money and nobody else gets any of it. Taxes, nor GoFundMe. So Bailey Griffiths, Mr. Griffiths' daughter, she has a Venmo. She can keep control of all of the money. We can show you guys what they're doing with it. We can keep tabs on it. And most importantly, Mr. Jody and his wife gets all of it, not just a little bit of it. So again, I'm gonna put her Venmo right here. Every dollar you give will be going directly to him to replace all of their belongings and hopefully get somewhat of a normal life started. So if you don't know what Venmo is, it's an app you can download on your phone and you can hook it to your bank account. Trust me, it's safe. I use it. I know where my phone is. I use it on everything. That's how I pay. If Crystal goes and gets something and I need to send her money, if Sandra this morning cleaned our camp in Georgia, I Venmo'd her the money. It's super easy, it's super fast, and it's super secure. I don't have any affiliation with them. I just use the app on my phone. Right now though, we're gonna end this video on a positive note. You can see I got old Blue Wookie. What are we going to do?
Pull a crawfish trap.
For what?
Minnows.
What are we gonna do with the minnows?
Feed them.
To what?
Our lionfish.
You heard it, folks. We gotta go get food for the lionfish. You put it right down here?
I put it in the flowing current right there.
Oh. Quick little 5-minute ride, and we're at the bait spot. Now you might be wondering right now, why are we going to a freshwater ditch to get food for a saltwater fish? Listen, lionfish are like vacuums. They'll eat anything. Deer meat, chicken, whatever. But we try to feed them a variety. Some weeks we feed them shrimp, some minnows, some bloodline out of bigger snapper. We're always feeding them something new. Why don't I see your trap though?
It might have flowed back.
I'm thinking somebody might have stole your trap because I don't see it. You just put it here yesterday.
Oh, I think the grass covered it because all of that grass wasn't there last time.
Maybe an alligator got it.
We did see a turtle.
I definitely don't see your trap anywhere.
It's probably under the grass.
Last time I was here, there was an alligator in here sticking his head out. Come right here and walk in that ditch and see if you feel it. Set your bucket down. Tiptoe in the water. If a gator comes out of here, I'll jump right on him for you.
Then we can have extra food. Oh, it's real thick down here.
Yeah, but it was a big trap. It couldn't have just disappeared.
It could It could have just flown down because I just popped it right there.
I'm hoping it's just right back there and somebody didn't steal y'all's trap after one day. Walk faster, you'll feel it. Stay right there in that ditch. Right in the creek. Keep going.
I put it somewhere like right there. Oh, here it is. There it is. Dang, we barely got any.
Yeah, but you got something, so come on.
Oh, it's another baby cichlid.
That's all we need was a couple. At least somebody didn't steal it.
Most of them are all dead.
We got two perfect little baits. Now if we can just get each lionfish to only eat one, that's gonna be the trick. You ready?
Checking out this over here.
That boy always is exploring. What do you think the odds that we can get one lionfish to eat one bait?
I mean, it's a good percentage that's happened before.
That one though, he's a hog. He might eat both of them. All right, we got to go. Crystal and I got home last night about 11 o'clock. Was a 5-hour ride there. We spent about 4 hours there and a 5-hour ride back. Slept in this morning. I edited the video you're watching now all day. Luke and Crystal did homework. Jake's at school. I'm gonna go get him in a minute. We're gonna leave Stewart, go up and pick Tarzan up in Melbourne. And we're headed to Georgia to help out and to also deer hunt because it's bow season. We're gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone on this trip, folks. Hang on to your britches, Luke. We'll pull up like we own the place. Oh wait, guess what? We do own the place.
Yeah, we do.
The craziest part of this entire story is recently my homeowner's insurance went up to $10,000 a year. If it floods where I live, the whole state of Florida will be underwater, so I don't need flood insurance. Who can afford $10,000 a year? My property taxes are also $7,600 a year. So if I was to pay both of them, I'd be paying over $1,500 a month just to other people for me to live in my house. How crazy is that? And I own it. We paid cash for it. We own it. I don't owe anybody anything. I'm done paying insurance, folks. If I lose it, I'll work even harder and build a new one. All right, we need a drum roll, please. Who will get it first? Let's see. Uh-oh. Oh. The tank is super dirty, Luke. We need to clean it. I said that in the last video. All right, feed the other one now, quick. Well, that one's stuffed. He will readdress that and get it put in his mouth.
Come on. Go get it.
He's in the other corner. He's over here.
He doesn't realize.
Over here. Come here, silly. He's over here.
Oh, wait. No.
Look at homeboy's stuffed. He's back here. Well, if you're new to the channel, we feed him in every video. So you got to see one eat, the other one's hiding behind the rocks. That's it though, folks. I gotta get a bunch of stuff done before we leave. I just noticed how dirty the camera screen is. Hope it wasn't like that the entire time. Right now, please donate to Jody, Mr. Griffith, if you can. It'd mean the world. Whatever this video makes, I'll match, and I'll be sending to him myself. Plus, I'll be giving him a lot more than just this match. They get it? Oh, he's coming up. Hey, but that's it for this video. We'll catch y'all in the next one. See ya.